All right, greetings. I'm back here. I want to do a review to this trading video by this trader here, BZ Trade, I believe his name is. Going to look at some of the trades he's doing here and take note. I'm going to actually just, from my perspective, speak on what I see and what I believe the correct trade or the more accurate trade that could be placed. Now, basically, because it's all about, of course, we want to get the highest probability in our prediction. And based on this trader and what he decides, I'm going to respond to. So let's get started here. I believe he's doing his first trade right now.
So I think this might be a good point of entry for us to see that price is being pushed down after such a bullish candle. So we're going to put together here for a minute to see that price is being pushed down after such a bullish candle.
That is coming up to a.
So we might enter for 3K right here for a minute. Oh my God, we're on CAD CHF. I thought we were on CAD JPY. Okay. Gonna open a trade so you guys can see. Okay, so as you can see, even though I'm thinking about a completely different pair, and I'm able to use the same strategy that I use as always, we are in the money. But definitely something you should be keeping your eyes on every time. This is a stupid mistake that no one should be making. So right here, we're seeing price is a lot more volatile. You can see a lot of movement in the chart, which could be a sign for why there is a 92% payback on this. It's because definitely the markets are moving quickly. A lot of players, a lot of investors are losing money. And you can see that's why there's that high rate right there. So we're going to change up here. Let's go with, let's see, same kind of volatility in the market. I think we're just going to stick with other pairs that are not Japanese yen. So a lot of Japanese yen, I think it's because of the volatility. That's why.
I wanted to speak to what he said about the high payout, particularly with the OTC, because there's more volume. There's going to be more likely for volatility, but it's going to be more volume. It's going to be more trading activity moving that price. And being that there's pretty much more demand, anything that's in the more demand, more volume drives up the price, so the payout is up.
They're so high up. All right, so what the hell is this? All right, so right here, what can we see? It seems to be a downtrend. I really don't like the way this chart is looking as well.
Yeah, with this market here, so it's primarily, it's primarily at downtrending. When you look right here, it looks like it might be turning around. That's the ceiling right there, but it looks like there's the higher, it's going higher and higher. And so as you see down here, it's going higher and higher, which I believe he's going to make. Well, let's see what he's going to do.
So go to CAD CHF. As you can see, our entry point right here, and we were able to take only 1,600 on that. I think it's not bad at all. So as you can see,
Okay, yeah, so basically right here is pretty much the ceiling. And so from here it's going downward.
Right here, that's our first trade. We might continue to just follow this trend downwards. It's pretty easy at 82%. See, we just went from, oh, this is 56% pay out. So I'm really worried about how
56% is pretty low. I mean, you want to try to get the most for your investment as possible. So I would try to stay up where he's at now in the 82% here or higher.
I can't really figure out the markets here.
Yeah, if you can't figure out the market, like what I said before, it's got to be like a no-brainer. It's got to be. It has to make almost perfect sense for a price to do what you're predicting it's going to do. It wouldn't make sense not to do what you're predicting it's going to do. That's how obvious it has to be. And if you look at a chart and you know, don't try to make heads or tails of it. Let it already show you where the head is and where the tail is at. That's where you're making more of the probability in the direction that you are prognosticating.
This quick changes right here in direction. Even though you might be caught thinking that the market should dive upwards. Look at how bullish the candles were. Look at how much push they had from the bottom. You cannot find the lowest place you can find in the market is right here at 174.51745. So way down.
Yeah, that's the floor.
So seeing that price is being pushed up, this could definitely be a situation where we're entering into a call. Just because I see how much that price is being pushed.
So even though that's the case, because you can see it's going up here. So you think about, let's put in a buy or a call, but the best point to put that in, or the better place to put that entry of a trade would be here. When you go beyond that, you're placing a trade in the trend for it to continue. Instead of placing a trade at your rejection point, you can put one in a continuation trade or continuation trade, because you're predicting what it's going to continue, but the probability shifts a little bit, especially after this long downtrend, and it just looks like it's starting to turn around, but it could be a fluke. You know, see this red candle here, it may just turn this whole thing right back around and continue the downtrend. So you have that's a factor. And then you're already past the point of rejection here, so it's you know, you're hoping if you're going to go in right here that it's going to continue up at least a little bit more. But the probability is very slightly, and that it may not. But that's the chance you take entering in this point here.
So let's enter into a call for 3K right here.
Okay, so he's winning for a buy. And right now it looked like it's turning around. Look like it's turning around because he's coming in. He's placing the trade right in the middle because he's thinking it's going to do the same thing here. See, but if you would get in right here, look at all that momentum and volume you got. You go in right here, it's a little bit smaller, and it looks like it's a little bit playing a tug of war here. So if you are, let's say right here, then it closes right there, you're out. So when you go in the middle right here, your probability is getting thin. It has a chance to thin out. Just got that 3,000, about to forfeit that 3,000.
So wait for that to hit. Maybe we'll try one of the stocks OTC. I thought they used to have NVIDIA, but no. Alright, let's go with Apple. Okay, markets are moving, even on the OTC pair. Usually you see OTC pairs have a little bit more consistency on the rapid movements of the market. I mean, that's what you expect for 92% payback on an OTC pair. So right here, it seems like we're at the beginning of a downward trend, right? So let's say this is a point where the market, and this is another point in the market. You can see very, very close here. In here, market turned. Now the market is past this. So we're looking for what is another high point in the market. We're seeing 183.868. We're in the money on this trade, but we still have about 36 seconds left. But we're still here, 183. So this 184 right here. So if we're here, 183, 183, 183, so somewhere around here, very, very close.
Yeah, this is real tight. So you could look like it's being resistant right here for a while. So as long as if we go further back over here, if there's not like a lower point to where this could possibly go to, then we could also use that as a confluence and say, well, it's going to bounce right off of that and go right back up, but that's a little bit of space. So with that little bit of space, 2 minutes would be too long to try to go into that type of trade.
Very, very close. Oh my God, we're so close to taking out funds. 10 seconds left. 7.
Need that push up.
That's a loss.
Okay, yeah, so that is a loss. Even though that the floor here is going up and up, then you have, looks like this point here, this whole area right here could just be a part of that dominant downtrend. And so you have that working against you, as well as going in on the middle. When you come in on the middle, you start to lose steam. So maybe not the best area or strongest area of entry.
That is a loss. That is a loss. We'll take that. All right. So here, we see 183 here is the point where the market changed before. So for sure, I think this is a place where we're going to enter into a call, and we might just double up on our puts, not calls. And that might be our last trade of the day.
Okay, yeah, so that's very tight. Yeah, I would have to rewind backward to see where he's making his decision that it's gonna go down further, unless there is a floor there that I missed. Let it continue, see if I see it.
Just waiting for the markets to, you can see how short.
Yes.
I can't really show you because
it's really tight.
Trades are there blocking I can't really show you how short those candles are. I wish there was a way you could just like, okay, so you can put it down and you can put it here. Okay, so look at how short this candles are. And we know that this is 183.
Okay, I see it now. Okay, so he's banking on it. That it's gonna drop a little lower. Like it's some room here, like right around here. That's really tight. You know, for 2 minutes might be a little too long for that little bit of volume there. Okay, so you got the floor down here. So remember, people, I would try to go for something that has a little bit more volume. You know, it's built up all that volume up, but it's just over.
393, which is close to the highest point as we've seen before.
Yeah, see, even though it's at its highest point, we have this area here to be concerned about if it's going to bounce off of that, and it's consolidating back and forth in and out of there. So it's going to break out eventually in one direction or the other. It looks like right now it's breaking out upward. So the better entry point might have been waiting till here, because it's in the middle here. It's going to break out down here or up here. So wait till it hits here, hits there, then entry. He went in the middle, and right now he's out of the middle.
Now we're seeing the market being bullish. Still have about less than a minute. Candle just goes very, very bullish for no reason. It makes absolutely no sense.
Okay, he said it makes no sense. Let's rewind that. Okay, he went in right here, right in the middle there. All right. Here is your, see these wicks here. This is your ceiling. Because it's going up, then push back down there. Okay, and it's coming down, push back up, down there, push back up, and decisive up and down. So this is your ceiling. He went right in the middle. So again, it would have been better, you know, while these are being indecisive, wait till a bull or bear hits either side until where you get a firm idea, you know, that it's going to, I could say, ricochet off a level here. You know, even though it's above this average line here, you know, then we got this, you know, stochastic, you know, it's in that oversold area. It's still it's a lot of going in the middle where now he's got these two losses, you know, and he doubled it up. And this is 92%. In the other trade, he did 56%. So he got less of a profit for the same amount of money, and now he lost that profit and lost some of his capital.
Candle just goes very, very bullish for no reason. It makes absolutely no sense. So we lost money on this trade as well, even though that right now on the next.
It makes sense. If he go back and review it, he can perhaps he can see it. You know, from what I can see and observe, I can see why it did that.
This candle, we can see that it's very, very bullish.
Yeah, see, as you can see here, that down trade, the downtrend is pretty much taken over. See, it tried to turn around, but now it's pushing it right back down.
that we're seeing that price being pushed down. That would be 2 trades right now when we try to double up and we're down 6K. Alright, I think that some of these trades will close. Some of it weren't. This is what I get for trying to trade OTC. But take it, we're down for.
I wouldn't blame it on OTC. People get their perceptions and misconceptions from my experience. It doesn't matter. The market, and there's always probability and predictability a part of the market. So right now, he can't even see why this is doing what it's doing. Like I said, I would think to try to avoid stuff like this. You want to stay in a market that you just see a lot of these bigger candles. When it gets to this, change the market.
What, 24? We lost a total of $9,000.
Okay, so that's 1 out of 5, 25% profit rate. Okay, started off strong. Guess you should have just stuck with the 3,000 and just left it at that. But didn't even get close to what the profit could have been if it would did the 82, 92. But he cut the profit on just a barely over 50% cut. So he got the profit 680. He lost that along with capital, and on and on and on. So these are pretty much some of the things that I see why the majority of the trades, 75% of it missed.
Okay. It hurts, but it is what it is. Gonna circle back and see where we made mistakes wrong, and we're gonna try to correct that and come back strong with another video. I think that some of the trades were very close.
Yeah, that last one wasn't close at all. That was it. I think the one that was in this market, the GBP was close, but it just not quite.
In some, I should have probably stayed away from, I would say, trading Apple OTC, even though it's been very good to me when I check my statistics. So thank you guys for joining for another beauty video.
Okay, yeah. So he's talking about seeing where his mistakes were. From what I can see, is stuff like this is what it gets poor in volume. Stay out of that. And the better shots would be to put entries here, not in the middle right there. Because in the middle, that's like a 50-50. Where's it going to go? It's in the middle. The probability of it, if in the middle here is indecisive, which way is it going to go? Coming here or there, you can see where it's going to go. If you can see where it went, and then you say, well, it went here, stopped, came up this way, went here, stopped, came here and stopped, but it's not going to just stay in the middle here because we don't have a whole line of just crosses. We have the candles, we have formation expanding from the top and bottom. So yeah, just those two things of just the indecisive type markets like this, and going in the middle of a the middle of a like the middle of growth of the market, in the middle of the growth. All right, I'll leave it there.